Hello, listeners, and welcome to another edition of the Voices of the Millennials coming to you on Love Bay Radio. Many thanks for joining us, like you always do. My name is ANNAMARIA Emisa, your regular host. Many thanks for joining us, and tonight is going to be another insightful conversation where we will take a look at issues that interest us as millennials, like we always do. So, relax and tune in to the best 1 hour of your time right here on Love Bay Radio. Tonight, we are going to talk about the life as a millennial. A millennial and everything that they go through, everything that they think of, everything that, pertains to being a millennial. And with me joining this conversation is EDEM KUNKPE. I call her Sister EDEM. She's from Ghana. She is, what do I call her? A very productive youth who has done almost everything some. She has been a broadcaster in her past life. She is she is a farmer. She owns a jewelry line. She has a YouTube channel. She's a content creator and a social media strategist. And viewers, listeners rather, I present to you Sister EDEM. Welcome, EDEM, to the Voices of the Millennials.
Thank you so much, Anna Maria. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for
Wonderful.
having me.
It's been such a long time. I must say that EDEM is my friend. She's my colleague. She's my sister as well. And I'm so glad to have you on the show tonight. Tonight, we are going to discuss life as a millennial, you know, everything, all aspects, personal, professional, emotional, you name it. And I'm particularly excited to have this conversation with you because you have like sort of gone through all the phases of life, and it will be an interesting conversation, listening
All
to
the
your
phases
part
of life.
of the story. Before, I mean, you know what I mean.
I know
Almost
what
all the
you mean.
phases of life.
I know what you mean.
and and I feel like you'll be able to tell our younger generation what it feels to be here before they get there, you know? So, I
God.
mean, let's start it off with career. When you finish school and you have like your checklist, you know what you are about, you know where you want to go, you know what you want to go into, and you are hunting, for example, for your first job, like your first ever job, like you wrote your
Mm-hmm,
first ever CV, whether you sent
mm-hmm.
it via email or you walked and took it there, whatever you did. Like, tell me how that scene was for you for the very first time.
Let's say a lot of nervousness because unfortunately I never did attachment,
Okay.
internship. While I was in university, I never did that. So my first job
Mm,
was my first job. Yeah.
mm.
Um,
Which job
okay,
was it?
before that,
Okay.
I did a job when I finished senior high school for a
Okay.
couple of months. I worked before we started university. Yes. And I worked as a teaching assistant. But after university, my first job was at a call center. It was a customer service representative at a call center of one of the biggest um, telecommunication networks in Ghana. Yeah,
Okay.
so my CV consisted of things I had done in the university.
Uh-huh.
And I had the privilege of being part of a certain team that did some exchange program with some Germans. So we went to Germany. We did some productions there and some projects, some youth projects there, and they were pretty good. So that I could put on my CV as an employee of the organization that took me to
Mm.
Germany. Yeah, so yeah, that was what was on my CV. Then the pre the
Wait. Oh, I missed that part. An employer took you to Germany.
so so when I was in school, I did an exchange program with some
Okay.
Germans, and then the Germans took us to a number of us to Germany, and then we did some projects there. So I put that on my CV because they were big enough things that I could put on as, an employer, as in they employed me. That period of 2 weeks that I went to Germany, I put it on my CV as employment. Yeah.
But
So
I'm wondering, like, why am I hearing this now? Like, I've known you for how long? I don't I never heard this story. Like, which part? You went to
when I
Germany?
go abroad, when I go abroad for 6 years, I'll let you know. All these 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 week. But actually, my experience of going abroad, I'm not I I don't talk about that often. My experience of going abroad, I've been to like 4 or 5 different countries. It's always sponsored. Like it's never I never lift a
Really?
I never lift a finger. I just, go and
At
come.
this point, people will love to be a millennial. Like, they will enjoy the journey. Like, really? I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. I
I
was in
see.
Abuja last year. I was in Abuja last year for a couple of days, and it was all expense paid. I just, went and came
Wow.
back.
Okay. Okay. So now, back to the customer service job.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Like, was it a job that you got and you were like, oh wow, I landed this job and I love it?
Well, I'll say the person that told me about the job kind of dampened what the experience is. So I came in skeptical, if I should say. I came
Okay.
into the job very skeptical. I was nervous. It was my first like real job that I was going to be paid after national service. Uh, but the person had made it look like, they are always hiring here, not because you're good enough for this job, but because people are leaving that quickly. So
Oh.
yes, so you will get this job. Don't worry about
Mm.
getting the job, you will get it. But also you're going to hate it. And indeed I did hate it. Yeah. I hate I
What was there to hate about customer service jobs? I mean, the
well,
customer service, a call center.
this was a call center, so it's not a type where you are facing the customer, where they come into the shop. This one they are
Mm.
calling in, and it's not a system where they are calling in where you can pick up the phone. The call comes, you pick up the phone and say hello, then you cut the call and then drop it, and la di da. No, there's a system where the calls are just flowing through, and you have your headset on, and as soon as this call drops, the next one comes in. As soon as this one drops, the next one comes in. There is no breathing space. Yeah. And
Oh.
then you are expected to also handle the calls in a certain number of minutes. 120 seconds, that's 2 minutes. You're supposed to handle every call in 120 seconds. And some people will call and they are now, you're telling them the procedure to do something, and they're like, yeah, 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 I got it, tell me. Then you said you get to like last but one, and they're like, you know what, I didn't get that, let me pick a pen and paper. So start again.
Mhm.
How do you get your 120 seconds when some people,
So
not everybody is as bright?
exactly. So why is there a 120-second cap?
Because at the time the company was um the job was being outsourced. So there was a company that had hired us, and we were working for the telecommunication network. So I think it's part of the deal that they handle a lot of calls in a day. So if you're spending 10 minutes on one customer because they can't spell whatever, or they call and they're irate about something, and you're not calming them down and being all sweet, and you can't pick enough calls for the day. You are wasting time. You
So
get
if
it?
one customer is not satisfied, just cut the call and move on, move to the next.
People began to do that. Some people, there was a clique of guys. They started to do that. They will be in the middle of explaining something to you and then they'll just end the call because they have to make their 120 seconds call back. They don't mind.
Oh, okay. So, after this job, which I can understand why you were hating, what was the next job that came in line? And I want to rate your career satisfaction so far as a millennial. But before, after that, which other job came to you?
What job did I do next? I think after that I went back to do a short course. Then I landed a job at a television station. Yeah,
Where we met.
where we met. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So amongst all the jobs that you've had, which one is your favorite?
I don't think I have a favorite because I think that I haven't gotten my dream job yet. So I've just been making do. Yeah, I don't think I have
Mm,
something that I really, maybe something I really loved among all of this was being on TV, getting to
mm,
produce a show, planning the whole show and who is going to come on and who is, what I'm going to say, how I'm going to introduce, like putting my script together, how I'm going to introduce the show, what other shots I need, what pictures I need for the editor, to put these things together, because in those days we are producing, we are directing, we are doing everything like you are a whole production company in one. Yeah.
yeah.
So I really enjoyed that. I really,
Mm.
really enjoyed that.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to think about I'm trying to think about myself as a millennial, which job I loved to do best. And I think that I don't even have a favorite because I think I love doing all of them. I love doing all of them. Yeah. So, how would you rate your career satisfaction then?
Ah, I'll say maybe 50%. Yeah, 50%. And I give it
50%.
50% because I have I have given myself a direction. I didn't start out as a digital marketing person or a digital creator and things like that. It's studying the terrain, giving myself direction, and then adding up to my learning. So during the pandemic, I was taking a course in social media management and content creation because we were all just home, So I went and
Yeah.
learned that. The next job I landed had to do with that.
Mm,
Yeah, so I feel like I kind of give myself some direction. Yeah,
mm.
so that's
What do
why I
you do
say,
now?
oh, right now I do content strategy and then content creation. I don't do a lot of content creation for myself because sometimes I can't well it up. I can't bring it up. Yeah, but I
Okay.
do content creation for others in terms of handling their social media pages. And all this while, even before I got the job, my first job, I've always worked at my church.
Okay.
Yeah. I've always worked at my church,
As
handling social
media.
media, helping out with
Okay.
publicity, things like that.
Okay.
So I do copywriting at the church. I help plan events and things like that. And it's a good ground to get things, get things moving. Because
Mm,
they don't need to interview you with such scrutiny before they let you in. They know you, and
mm,
then they will allow you to do some things based on your skill or based on the talent they think that they can help you hone. Yeah, so that has
mm,
been also a good, till date. I
mm.
still I still work there when I can. Yeah, I manage their social media
Okay.
pages. I create content for their social media pages. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Um, with regard to what you do, I also know that you have a jewelry business. How is
Yes,
that
I do.
going?
It's jiggling.
Like, like your earrings.
It's jiggling.
It's jiggling.
So
How did you get
yeah,
into
so
that?
my sister, I was hungry.
Okay. Okay, so you had to do
I was
something. So
I was
entrepreneurship is
hungry.
really like a way to go at a point in time in any human being's life, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
If you come at it that way, you fail woefully. Or maybe God will help you
Mm,
along the line and you figure out why you are there and then you make something out of it. But I feel like the real entrepreneurs, they are not chilling. It's
they're
like
not chilling.
it's war out there, a serious war
Mm.
out there for the real entrepreneurs because handling a business, imagine that you get to go to work, do your part, and get your salary. But in the case of an entrepreneur, you are the CEO, chief everything officer. That can be easy, and that's why, like, in my jewelry business, I struggle to handle the social media aspect of it because I'm the same person who needs to go and restock, and I'm the same person who needs to go out there and find people to buy my product, and I'm the same person who is taking photos of each and every product that I bring home, and I'm the same person who is having to keep the books, and I'm the same. You get it? It's not such a huge
Oh.
business, but it's a lot of work. So yes, you may want to do some bit of buying and selling or entrepreneurship to balance yourself in this sugar daddy less millennial life. But if you want to come at it as, oh, it's a way to get some money, yeah, you're lying. I know I
Mm.
owe my business a lot of money because I just be spending
Yeah.
it. This is my money,
Okay.
you know. It's not
Yeah.
easy. It takes discipline and so on. The real entrepreneurs, I'm telling you, they're not chilling.
How is life as a millennial? It's the
Um,
sigh for me.
You're waking up every day to realize that there are people who are 20 years old, people who are 25 years old, people who are 28 years old, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm past all those ages. Goodness gracious. When?
Yes, I know, right?
When? Last week at church, some people from the University of Ghana came to sing, to raise funds for some program that they're doing. And then there are these girls that I consider, young girls who should be in the university. But they were seated and watching these people. And I realized that, wait a minute, these girls are done with school, meaning that those people on stage are younger than them. And I am older than these ones who are sitting here and older than those who are on stage as well. Goodness, 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 goodness. When? When did I get to this age? So it's, if you have something doing, you're blessed. As a millennial, if you have
Mm,
something doing, you're blessed. If you're busy, you're blessed. If you're not busy, it can be depressing. So
mm.
remember some years ago, Moisha had an interview with Christian Amampo of, was it
Musa
CNN or
Budong
something?
of Ghana.
Moisha
Mm,
Budon is supposed to be a socialite in Ghana, and she
mm-hmm.
was talking about how things are so tough that you need to get
A
somebody
sugar daddy,
to
a
yes,
sponsor.
a sponsor, yes. So it's like basically you need a sponsor to make it, and people were not happy with her at all.
Yeah.
You do need a sponsor to make it, but I think you should let God be your sponsor. If
I
you don't
like
want
the
a life,
10. I like the 10. Like God is looking at you like this. I said, what are you coming to say? I'm
what
listening.
are you trying to say?
Yeah, but I mean it's really tough. It's really tough out there. And yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of people, a lot of young ladies if we like it or not, going using that route.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's the grace of God that is keeping others like you not there, really.
Yeah.
When it comes to balancing, like whatever it is that you are doing, if you are working or if you are doing something with a healthy, should I say, having a an emotional, a correct or healthy emotional life, juggling all the stress of life with balancing whatever it is that you are getting to do, whether it is work, whether it is your own entrepreneurship, it can be, it can be a real issue, because if you're not mentally sane going through and keeping up with everything that is happening around you, it's like almost impossible to move on in life, especially when you have reached that millennial age where it's like you are in the middle. You are not young and you are not old, but you are approaching
Right?
old.
Right?
How do you balance that to make sure that you still remain emotionally healthy?
That I can't say that uh abofra de obi a bi da, penny no obi nye bi da. Meaning that everyone has been a child before, but no one has been an adult before.
Before.
So we are still navigating, we are still figuring out, what things are and how things are. There was a time where I thought that I didn't care much about a lot of things, like things don't worry me. I thought that was the kind of person that, I am. So it turns out I was just learning how to deal with issues. It wasn't that I
Okay.
don't care, but it got to a time in my life I realized that, ooh, all of these things are there. A little anger
Mm,
here, a little disappointment there, a little defeat, feeling of defeat, here and there.
mm,
How do I, deal with it? What do I do about it? Can I do something about it? Can I let it go? Can I forgive? Things like that.
mm.
And all of these things are not separate from your work life, they are not separate from your social life, because there is just you. It's the same you. It's the same you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to investigate yourself, because like I said, there was a time I thought that me and I don't care. Media, I will not mind you, or I don't care, or whatever. I was learning as time went on that, oh, I do
You
get
realize
angry.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
I do get angry about, there's some things that I resolve. I have some values that, there's no way I can go to the left or to the right. I will not steal. Like, I'm not going to lie for you. It's so difficult for me to break those kind of values. You get it?
Mm.
But there are some things too that I surprised to me myself that, oh, so this has happened. I never anticipated that this will happen. What am I going to do about it? Should I shove it down or should I work on it? It's a lot. And God
It's
is
a lot to
helping.
handle.
God is helping. Yeah.
Mm. Now, when it comes to personal life, let's narrow it down to personal life. I'm thinking, as a young person, there is a time where you will sit back, especially when you get to the millennial stage. You sit back and you ask yourself whether you feel fulfilled for the life that you have led so far. Wherever you have gotten to in life, you would want to ask yourself whether you feel fulfilled in certain parts. It could be halfway or all round, whatever it is. Are you how has that question, in fact, has that question even popped up to you, and how did you answer yourself when this question popped up?
If I feel fulfilled in certain aspects of my life,
Mm-hmm.
um, I try not to ask myself that at the stage that I'm in.
Okay.
Yes. I try not to
Okay.
bring that up with myself. Some people may ask me in different ways. Like some people
Mm,
may comment on my education, or they'll
yeah.
comment on, my relationship and things like that. And I know
Yeah.
that it's all, are you okay with the way it is? That's what they're trying to say ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah. But me to myself, I try not to bring it up. I feel like it would be a difficult conversation to have.
Mm, but so how would you advise people or young millennials, actually millennials listening to us right now, when confronted with this question? Because that question will definitely pop up at some point in your
Yes.
life. So
Yes.
how do you handle that? You are handling it by not asking yourself that question. So you
Oh,
are
I'm
avoiding
in
the
top
question.
denial, top denial, and
For
I'm loving
okay,
it.
for me, I feel like it's a good question to ask.
Yeah, it is a
And
good
once you
question.
ask yourself that question, it means that your mind has come home and you are ready to see whether you want to make some changes,
Go to the
whether
left or to the right. Yeah.
yes or to the right. For me, I think when I was young, the day that I decided on the kind of job that I wanted to do was one evening when I was watching the news and I saw a lady, Emma Morrison of Ghana,
Yeah.
reading the news on TV3,
I
and I
remember
said,
her.
I want to do that job. I want to be a newscaster. So now when I look back, and I think I've hustled a lot in my life. I've done a lot of
Yeah.
jobs. So
Don't I know
so
it?
I think so I think even though I became a newscaster, it may have not been the most popular television channel, but I feel
Yeah.
like I still became a newscaster. So
Yeah.
in that aspect, I feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
So I think it's good for young people to ask themselves that question, see what they have done, even if it is close, a bit close to whatever it is that they had put down as a goal, to see, to make the decision of moving towards it or moving to the left or try harder to achieve it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're
So,
right
you
to
being in
ask
top
yourself.
denial, maybe you would want to ask yourself that question and then we'll invite you the next time so that you come and answer.
Well, it's so that I don't ask. It comes up and then I shrivel.
Well, you might want to change that because you
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
face that. You need to face that. Anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah, and when it comes to relationships is also one major topic as a millennial that a lot of people may not have found a stable ground on that,
Yeah.
and it has caused a lot of emotional breakdown, especially with millennials or young people who haven't really haven't really had like a roadmap on how to handle such emotional whatever emotional whatever. So when it comes to relationships that you have had in the past, in the present, you know how has that been in line with who you are now as a
Um,
young person?
who first of all, who am I now? Who am I now then to talk of the relationships that I've been in? I think that I have always been a curious person. Since I was very young, I've always been a curious person. So I knew a lot of things. I knew a lot of things. I was at a very young age when I knew dating, going study, and what like all of those things. So for me, for a long time, it was just these theories. But then you grow up, you get into a couple of relationships, things happen, you either win or you it fizzles out or whatever. Either of them happens, and then you make your decision and you move on. And then it's a very, very, very good platform as well to learn about yourself, to learn about other people. You get to know that, oh, you have anger issues, or you are a bit lax, or you're a bit loose. You don't have morals, you're a bad child. you get to know you get to know
Right.
that once you enter into relationships. Yeah, so I wouldn't say that I've been really formed by the relationships I've been in, because the
Mm,
ultimate relationship that today I allow to form me is my relationship with God. That's what I allow to, shape me or mold me into who I'm
mm,
becoming. People's are bad at the end of the day.
I
You
know,
may think
right?
that you may think that you're a victim of someone or some people, but then if they should go and ask them as well, you may have also had some part to play, or you might have also done something that taught them one or two things about life. Yeah.
Mm,
So let's not be too quick to point at
right.
other people, of not to downplay the fact that some people are really terrible people that have changed who people are just by being in a relationship with them for a year
With
or
them.
for 6 months.
Mm,
They have become
mm.
totally different people because of the kind of toxicity. Is that the word? Is that how is that how it's pronounced?
To- yeah.
Yes.
Toxicity. Yeah.
Yeah. The amount of
Mm-hmm.
that they had to endure, or they they came in contact with, it has
Yeah.
marred them for life. It has changed who they are for life. They may never love again. Thankfully, that's not my story. I live to love another day.
Yeah. We thank God for that. What are your
Yeah.
hobbies and interests? And do
I
you
like
think
talking.
that when you become at some point in time, a stage in life, your hobbies do change? Do you think that hobbies and interests can change as a result of experiences and the hassles of life, and then where you get to in life? Do you think that that happens?
Um, it's hard for me to speak on something that I've not, experienced. For instance, if I had $1 million or $2 million right now, who knows?
Hmm.
Maybe my new hobby will be, just boat riding or something,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
boat riding.
Money,
So
money
I
can
don't.
can form hobbies.
I'm
Money can
telling
form
you,
hobbies. Yeah,
because
yeah.
suddenly you don't have to turn your hustle into a hobby where it's like you are working, but it's like, this is my hobby, so I like it because I get to do lies. Brother, you are
Yeah.
hungry.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
get you.
yeah, I don't know how much you need to have before your hobby will change, but I feel like it's possible that your hobby can change. Me, I like talking. I like
Mm,
interacting with people. It's Is that a hobby? I don't know, but it's just something that I really enjoy doing. I like, interacting with people, making them laugh, cracking jokes, having a
mm,
positive time, having a positive
mm.
time with people. Yes, I like that a lot. You know that about me. Like, I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to
So
just
so
chill.
but I don't think that's a hobby though.
Yeah, I also don't know if it's a hobby.
It's not a hobby, but anyway, I think you like selling. So
Well,
a hobby can be
I
selling. Yeah.
no, I don't like selling. I like shopping.
Oh,
I like, yes, I like shopping, but I don't have a lot of money. So I think I kind of turned it into a way of, I I
okay.
shop, but then it's not all for me. It's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I shop and
Okay.
then I distribute it and I shop. But lately, the price of things in the market, I don't find as much joy from shopping as I used to. I used to be really
Mm,
excited to go to the market. I see a lot of things. I pick the ones that I want, and then I come and I can give it out to people and make a profit off of it and go back
yeah.
to the market again and see a lot of things again. It used to excite me. Now you go with X amount of money and you come with minus X amount of goods. It
Wow.
just, it makes me sad. Now I go to the market, I'm just sad. Like, I brought all this money and telling me this is all I can get. Come on.
Mm.
It's
So do you
becoming a lot.
have do you have plans of probably looking to change the kind of interests that you have managed to turn into a business?
Let's see what will happen when I get a little more money.
Mm, mm,
Yeah. Let's
right.
see what will happen when I
How do
get a
you
little
deal
more
with
money.
stress, stressful situations? Because of the economic challenges, for example, that you are facing, that can be very stressful on any individual. And
Mm-hmm.
having a stress coping mechanism cannot be underestimated. So I'm wondering, what do you do when you are stressed? How do you cope with it? And what could be an advice coming from you when it comes to stress management?
Well, I think that when it comes to stress management, it's good to have an outlet, someone that you talk to, someone that you can, lay it bare before, and then the person can say there, or the person can say, my friend, you're the problem in this situation, type of thing.
Mm,
Yeah. So it's good to have a community, or to have people that you can trust with your vulnerability. And then it's also good to have other things going for you. For
mm,
instance, if it's a relationship and you're in a relationship and so you do not have any friends, that's dangerous, because you don't want to talk to only this person all of the day, all of the night. It's You're going to need to step, to the left and to the right a couple of times just to breathe, just to talk to someone, just to say hi, how are you doing, and have them also wonder how you're doing. It's a nice feeling.
mm,
Have someone out there
mm,
who is also wondering how you're doing, apart from your partner, not in an amorous way or a sexual way, but I mean, just be a nice person so that somebody will also wonder how you're doing, so that when you
mm,
can't even pull yourself out of that stressful situation, if it's something that has got you stuck in your room for days, someone can look out and say, it's been a minute since I saw Eden. It's been a minute since I saw Anna. I mean, yeah, I think
mm.
that's necessary to have a friend, or someone that you can, vibe with, in that sense, that they will look out for you. It's also necessary to have hobbies. Maybe you want to watch a movie because you're just stressed out, or you want to talk to someone, or you want to listen to music, you want to pray, you want to have something else that you can do. Then you step out of a stressful situation. Yeah.
Stress management. That's what we are talking about. This is Love Bay Radio, and you're tuned into Voices of the Millennials. We are coming your way with the topic life as a millennial. How a millennial, an everyday routine or an everyday route of the millennial, you know, dealing with all facets of life and present, currently, and past experiences all mixed up, pressed down, shaken together. We're just trying to have this conversation so that if you feel like we are talking about something that is happening with you currently, then you can join our conversation right here on Love Bay Radio. I'm speaking with EDEM KUNKPE. She is a social media strategist and content creator from Ghana. Adam, let's talk about financial stability. That is a major underlining factor to all the woes of life. Financial stability. Do you feel, well, you've said, you've already mentioned a couple of times that you don't have money, you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of money. But seriously, as a young individual that is trying to, be productive, do something here and there, do you feel financially secure? Do you feel like you are stable, or you are gradually getting there, or there's more that you can do to be able to get there?
When it comes to money, is there anybody that has gotten there?
Or has
Everybody is
ever
just
gotten enough?
perpetually, yeah, everybody is perpetually on the way there, on the way there.
Mm,
Even, what's its name? This super rich Ghanaian man.
Ghanaian man?
Yes, Kennedy Japan. Even Kennedy
Okay.
Japan one time was like, "Ah, the kind of projects that I have in my mind, my money is not going to be enough." And this is a
Yeah.
mogul. We all know him as a big time, business mogul. So if he is saying that, it tells you that even up there, they are also still looking for more money.
For
So
money.
they're also still
Yeah.
looking for money. I think that um when it comes to financial stability, I'm still trying to find my footing, because aside doing my own business that brings me, some income,
Mm-hmm.
I still believe in the 9 to 5. I'm somebody who believes in the 9 to 5. I still believe in the 9 to
Absolutely.
5. I believe in it being worth my 40 hours a week. I believe in it being dignified with benefits and all of that. All of those things give some financial stability, especially in a world where some people have to live off credit all of their lives. You know,
Mm.
if there's no steady income with respectable benefits coming in, what's the point? Why are we waking up in the morning? Why?
Yeah. 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 I agree with you. But a lot of people also think that working for yourself is better than 9 to 5.
Well, like I said, the entrepreneurship route, there are some who can. And I
Mm.
say this because I know that maybe someone is listening and they're like, okay, last week the person was an entrepreneur or the person had some entrepreneurship, aspect to them. And this week the person has some entrepreneur. So, I'm telling you for a fact, I know somebody who ventured into this entrepreneurship and he ventured in it big because, they have the brains, they got the funding to do that. And next thing you know, he's asking to borrow 100 cities. He's asking to borrow because it's not an easy street. They are
Yeah.
doing a business that is worth millions of dollars, but he can't find 100 cities to do one or two things he needs to do immediately
Mm.
because the returns, unless you're trying to do hand to mouth like me,
Mm.
which
So
is
I
like quick
believe
business.
that I believe that the concept of entrepreneurship is good, but needs to be very well understood, and
Yes,
you
so
need
you
to
don't go
like
and
move
incur
in.
debt. Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
move in with a particular kind of strategy that may not be gaining immediately or making profits
yes.
immediately, and
So even if it's not making profit immediately, and you know that this is the right path for you and you stick to it, good for you. You are ready to
Mhm.
endure all those nights of not being able to pay your employees for months. You are able to endure all those times of your business registration issues, the government, the taxes, and the this and
Yeah,
the that, and
yeah.
all of those bills, 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 bills. If you can endure them, and you know that this is the path for you, you are solving a genuine problem in our world today, and it's a path for you, go for it. But don't ever see entrepreneurship as a shortcut to making money or something that is like it's best because you can wake up at 10 a.m. Lies. Lies.
Mm, mm,
Lies.
mm.
You can't
You
say
can't.
that, oh,
Hmm.
I'm just going to be lying down and waking up at 10 because I do my own work. If you sow,
Yeah.
even if you sow, and then you say that I make my own hours. So I work from 9 to 5, or I work from 9 to 6 p.m. There's a day, or there are going to be a stretch of days where you'll be so busy that you will work from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. You get
Mm,
it? So
right.
there's no
Right.
easy street in entrepreneurship. People should not deceive themselves. It's tough. Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. And there is the issue of savings and debt management. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking a lot of people are a lot of people that I've come into contact with would say, I don't even have the money to save. So when there is a topic or a conversation about savings, kindly take me out of that conversation.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
So people say that uh you should save a certain amount, X amount of money or X percentage of your salary. And then the reply is that if I save X percent, I only have so and so amount of money left. And then X is for my T and T. And so at the end of the day, you save money today, tomorrow that money saves you. So you can't even, it's the economy is such that it's not even a long-term thing. You save
Mm,
money 2 months in a row, and then the third month you're so broke that you have to dip back into those coffers. But then again, it depends on the kind of job you have, the kind of earning you have. Some jobs, like I said, it has to be respectable. So some jobs are respectable enough that they are union savings, they are provident funds, there are things like that that are going on for you. Like effortlessly you are saving. You get it?
Mm, mm. But
So
otherwise, mhm,
when you do need the money, you can just dip into those coffers. But a lot of people are in the sort of system where it's not that easy. The salary
mm,
is so poor, and then the expenses are even outweighing the amount of money that is coming in. So saving is difficult. But for me, what I've learned is that I didn't think I'll ever be this person living off of credit, because
mm,
I don't know if you know this about me. I don't borrow money. There are some things that I don't do because they give me some sort of anxiety. I don't borrow money. But growing up, becoming, this age now, I'm learning that a lot of people are living off of credit. And if you're able to manage it properly, there's nothing wrong with it. And it's also um, reduces your stress to know that I
mm,
can get 500 at this point and do what I need to do, knowing that I'm doing something that I can make money off of. Not that I'm just
mm,
taking that 500 to go and pay my bills or to go and eat pizza. No, I'm
mm,
going to do something that I can make money off of, and then I can pay back the 500 and then have something in my hand. If I need to borrow again, if I need a TV, um, and I know that I'm going to get my salary at the end of the month, I can get some credits. I can get the TV paid off in 2 months or in 3 months or in 6 months. There are programs like that, and there is really nothing wrong with it.
wrong
So
with
that's
it.
some way to prevent you from getting into some crazy debt. It's like,
Mm,
if you don't have a job, don't think about borrowing up and down. You get it?
mm,
And if you're not going to do
mm,
something that is going to yield profit, don't think about going to borrow. That means you're just incurring debt with no plan. That's stupid. Don't do that.
mm. So, wrapping up on this conversation, life as a millennial has taught us one or two things. Has given us the opportunity to reflect, on our goals and our aspirations and our career plans, and all of that we want to do or we want to achieve in life. Your Would you say that your purpose in life, from maybe in the past, comparing it to now, would you say that your purpose, you are in line with the purpose that you feel like, was what you wanted to exude as a young person? Do you think that you are in that line?
Yes, I think I'm in that line. Okay, first of all, growing up, I wanted to be an actress.
Oh, okay. You didn't
I
pursue
wanted
it,
to
did
be
you?
I did
You
not
didn't
pursue
pursue
it
it.
because
Mhm.
I there was an age where a lot of the actors and then the showbiz people, it looked like a cesspool, so much filth going
Okay.
on amongst them and then about them as well. Like they're never in a good light. So I was like, "Ugh, I don't want any part of that." That's what began to, sway me off of that path. But I think that I'm in line with what I've always wanted to do, and that is um some form of development communication. So all of the jobs that I've done, they are a certain kind of communication. I remember when I was at the TV station, I hosted agri-biz. We're talking to farmers, urban farmers. We're talking
Yeah.
to agri-tech people, type of thing. Right now, I do social media management for an agri company, and then my own socials as well. I try to, brighten up people's day. Type of There's always some sort of development communication that I'm into. So I think that growing up, all of the things I'm learning is culminating into something that, you
Mm.
know, that I'm being intentional about, and I like it. I like how it's going.
Mm. So if you had the opportunity to give yourself like some sort of self reflection on the things that you have accomplished in life, even if it is not a tall list or even if it is not everything that you thought you would you say that you have accomplished fairly well things that were on your list?
Well, to some extent, yes. To some extent, yes. I remember when I was in secondary school, I said to my colleagues in the dormitory that I'm going to be on TV one day.
Mm-hmm.
And and you people are going to be so excited to see me on TV that I told one person that you'll be pregnant, and then you see me and you be like, I know that girl, I know that girl, and your husband will be like, who is that? And your baby will come out of your womb like immediately and be like, mommy who, mommy who. I remember so vividly I said all of those things. So working at the TV station, like you said, it was not the most glamorous TV station, but it was my words fulfilled. People said that when I was young, people said that you're going to be a journalist. Oh, you do have the vibes to be a journalist, and I have worked as a journalist. So the words,
Yeah.
the words, yeah, the words, the vision, they have all come into play in some way or form. So yeah, it also teaches me to speak life. You get it? Speak
Mm,
life, because coming to the age I am now, there are things that I said or things that were said about me long ago that I've seen come to pass. So yeah,
mm.
teaches me to speak
It's
life for the future. Yeah.
it's all looking good now. I'm going to, as a young person, one thing that you can never stop doing is to develop yourself professionally. You need
Mm-hmm.
to have some form of professional growth. It doesn't mean that you need to go to school if you cannot afford it. I mean, there are
Mm-hmm.
so many ways that you can educate yourself. Learning never stops. You always need to have that kind of opportunity to develop yourself in any way that you can, especially when you get to the point where you realize that, okay, this is the path that I want to go. You still need some form of professionalism to be able to be successful, to
Yeah.
thrive in whatever field that you are in. So I'm
Yeah.
going to give you like some 3 minutes to um, give an advice to your young self and then young listeners, especially in the lines of professional growth,
Mm-hmm.
keeping that vibe to always want to become better at whatever it is that we are doing. But before that, whilst you think about what you will say, let me quickly um, advertise Voices of the Millennial Summit that is coming up 13th of July 2024. This is the highly anticipated event that is happening at the Humber Valley United Church, 76 Anglesey Boulevard, Etobicoke, and we are going to be there. It's going to be a blast. This is the third edition of the Voices of the Millennials Summit, and we are so excited about it. And I believe that uh, all millennials out there are excited too. We have the likes of Kalina Powell, Dr. Tapo, and Rhiannon Rosalind speaking to us, at the event, and you don't want to miss that. These are very productive young individuals who are going to take the stage to inspire and motivate young people, millennials especially, you know, on our professional growth. And yes, there are opportunities for scholarships. We have said for over a month now, we have encouraged all students to participate in this and get a scholarship for yourself. All you need to do is to send your applications in forms of essays, which should include your academic and volunteer work, to lovebayradio2024 at gmail.com. And you will get a chance to be picked and get a scholarship for yourself. The event is free. All you have to do is to go on Eventbrite, get yourself a ticket, and register to be part of this wonderful event. Like I said, it's free. Refreshments are going to be served. It's from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's going to be fun, and we entreat all of you to make it a point to be there to make this third edition of the Voices of the Millennials Summit a wonderful one. If you're also a sponsor, you would like to, help us with sponsorship, you would want to sponsor the event, please do call our office at 437-778-3299, or send us an email at infolovebay@gmail.com, and somebody will definitely respond to you ASAP and let you know what you need to do to help us with sponsorship. It's the Voices of the Millennial Summit, and you cannot miss this. Edem, I wish that you were here to attend the Voices of the Millennial Summit. It's always very inspiring and motivating. But don't worry, we'll save you guys some clips. Those of you who will not be able to come because of geographical reasons, do not worry. We'll save you some clips so that you get to see how exciting the program is going to go or went, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, Adam, uh, as we do wrap up on the show, Life as a Millennial, please advise us on professional development and how to, stay productive.
Okay, so the first thing on how to stay productive is that you should not stop learning. Um, at no point should you say that I'm tired of finding out or I'm tired of school. There's always something out there, especially in whatever field that you have chosen for yourself. Know that we are in a very fast-paced world, and so don't stop learning. Find out what the next big deal is. Sniff it out, what the next big deal is. You know that you're in finance, and you know that probably fintech is what is taking over or has already taken over. So financial technology, if you're in finance and you want to top up with some coding or something, you know you're not in the wrong place, because fintech is a big thing today. So sniff out what the next big deal is and try to find your way into that field. And also know big people. When I say big people, I mean the CEOs, the people who, how do I say it? The people who matter in industry. And don't be shy about getting to know them or wanting to know them. Whenever you get the opportunity, introduce yourself or have somebody introduce you. It's just another arrow in your quiver that you need on someday. You just make one phone call and things are happening for you. It's not nepotism. Don't be shy about it. It's not about who you know, it's about who knows you today. So don't be shy about getting to know people, calling in a favor when it's need to. Just don't be a brat about it, or don't be an evil person about it so that you can step on the necks of people just because, you know. Don't be evil about it. And then finally, I'll say draw close to your source early in life. Like while you're still young, draw close to your source, because it will save you a lot of time. What is your source? You figure it out, draw close to it. Life make meaning. You don't have to wait until you're my age or you're in your 40s and you're not trying to figure out, what am I here for? Waste of time. Waste of time.
Mm,
You would have wasted too much time. You know, time no day. As Nigerians we say, no
yeah,
time to look time. No time to look time. So draw close to
absolutely.
yourself early in life. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Adam, for joining our conversation. We've had fun tonight. But I didn't ask you, I like to ask my guests this. So, what do you do to have fun?
I watch a movie, I talk, you
Mm,
know, yeah. I watch YouTube shorts or Instagram reels. Scroll, scroll,
mm.
scroll, scroll, scroll.
Pigeon
Yeah.
Pigeon City. Pigeon City is your
Yes,
channel.
my social media. Yes, that's my content, my own content creation, you know, page. I haven't gotten to
And
it in a while because like I said. sometimes it's difficult to just draw the stuff out of myself. But I mean, I say I'm on a commercial break, I'll be back.
Content creators do have breaks all the time, so we will look out for Pigeon City, because the ones that I've seen are very interesting topics that you have. The one that caught my eye was the one with when you get a certain age and you take a picture, and in a typical African setting where your age tells what needs to be done at that particular point
Yeah,
in time, and you take a
yeah.
normal picture, and the comments that you get under the picture, when it's just a picture for self-love, the kind of comments that you get under the picture is another story for another day.
I'm telling
We
you.
will definitely draw lines and traffic to Pigeon City when you do start. Let us know so that we can
Sure.
join your very interesting conversations on there. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining us, Edem KUNKPE, on Voices of the Millennials. Many thanks. And stay tuned, listeners, to our next episode where we'll continue to explore issues that matter the most to you, our generation. And until then, remember that your voice matters. Your stay and your say is important, and together we will build a generation that is productive and very, very, very interesting and will have a bright future. Thank you. My name is Anna Maria Emisa. Many thanks for joining. Bye.